Hi everyone, welcome to After Dark Analysis. What follows is an aside that Critical Android and I did during our Childhood Fears episode, and I wanted to put this out there to see if you guys would be interested in a series about real and tragic events that happened behind the scenes on certain horror films.
Yeah, that's a big one to cover, considering, him and the two kids.
Mm-hmm. And
then the lawsuits that followed afterwards, too.
For anybody that doesn't know what we're talking about, there was a scene that originally involved a plane in the Twilight Zone movie and... Helicopter, sorry. And there was a crash killing Dick Morrow and two children.
Yeah, they were filming a scene. The whole plot of that segment is that Vic Morrow's a racist. He plays a racist who gets his kind of comeuppance as he's mysteriously, magically teleported back into certain segments of time where people look. It's almost like Quantum Leap. Like he quantum leaps back into these different settings of racial tension, and people see him as somebody of that discriminated against race. He goes to Vietnam as being portrayed as, or being seen as, a Vietnamese soldier or citizen, I guess, in general. And there's supposed to be a scene where he's trying to rescue these children, and there was a helicopter that was supposed to be like an American attack chopper, and a pyrotechnic blast goes off way too strongly that causes the helicopter to spiral out of control and crash into the ground, with rotor severing Morrow's head from his body and also crushing him and the two children. Part of the lawsuits that would follow would note that these kids were working in violation of labor law past the scheduled time that they should have been allowed on set. And so John Landis, who directed that segment, along with executive producer Steven Spielberg and a few other people, were brought into court and sued for wrongful death. And it's a really big case that very interesting to read through if you're interested in things like that. Even though the movie itself isn't really scary, and that segment specifically isn't scary.
Yeah, that's more just karma on that one.
Yeah, but it's still a very interesting movie to watch just for the history of it, as opposed for the actual film.
Because I was under the impression that scene got cut, but you're right, it was the racist at the beginning, because he keeps getting transported into groups he was specifically talking about. And he was being very loud, very racist at a bar, and every group he kind of insulted, he ends up in their skin at some point, because I